Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam
Can you
Mataji.
hear me?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji, we can
Mataji,
hear
we can
you,
hear.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danda Pranam. Nice to see you after a long time.
Sorry for the delay. Yes, Mataji. Yes. So can we start, Matajis?
Yes, Mataji, we can start.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhita Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yakripataham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams Matajis. Mataji, anybody can share the screen of today's shlokas? 4th canto, 12th chapter. We have 43, 44, 45th verses to discuss today.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, we can start with the reading of the shloka. 4th canto, 12th chapter, 43rd verse.
Hare Krishna, Vasu.
Yakshatrabandhur bhuvitasyaadhiruudam anvarurukshedato yadahobhiralpaihi prasadya vaikuntam avapatatpadam. Yes, somebody can read the shloka and then the word-to-word in translation, Matajis.
Hare Krishna, Vasudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Shanti Mataji, you can read the synonyms and the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Yakshatra-bandhur-bhuvitasya-adhirudham anvarurukṣhed api varsa-pugaihi satpanchavarsho yadaho-biralpaihi prasadya vaikuntham avapatatpadam.
Hare Krishna. Yaha, Mataji, Yaha, one who, Kshatrabandhur, the son of a Kshatriya, Bhuvi, on the earth, Tasya, of Dhruva, Adirudham, the exalted position, Anu, after, Arurukse, can aspire to attain, Api, even, Varsha, Pughai, after many years, Satpancha Varsha, 5 or 6 years old, yet which, Ahobih Alpaihi, after a few days, Prasadhya, after pleasing, Vaikuntham, the Lord, Avapa, attained, Tat Padam, his abode. Translation Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dhruva Maharaja attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years after undergoing austerity for 6 months. Alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after undergoing austerities for many, many years. Hare Krishna. Mataji, puppet?
No, Mataji, I think Mataji, no need.
No need purport, Mataji. We will discuss purport. When we are reading, we will discuss the purport, Mataji. Yes, next shloka. We can go to next shloka, Mataji.
Next shloka.
44.
Shobha
Right.
Mataji, you can read the shloka. Meenakshi Mataji, the synonyms, and Divya Mataji, the
Yes.
translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji and Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maitreya uvacha etatte abhihitam sarvam yatrashto ahamiha tvaya durvasyodhama yashasya charitam sammadham satam. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Hari Bol.
Synonyms.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji and Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Synonyms. Maitreya Vacha, the great sage Maitreya said, Etat, this, te, unto, Abhihitam, described, Sarvam, everything, yes, what, Prishta, Aham, I was asked, Iha, here, Tvaya, by you, Dhruvashya, of Dhruva Maharaja, Udama, greatly uplifting, Yashasha, whose reputation, Charitam, character, Sammatam, approved, Satam, by great devotee. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Yes. Next one, Mataji. Today we have three.
Translation.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Pranam.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, whatever you have asked from me about the great reputation and character of Dhruva Maharaja, I have explained to you in all detail. Great saintly persons and devotees very much like to hear about Dhruva Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll go into the shlokas, Mataji. We can go back to the 43rd verse. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Gurudev. Yes. We have seen in the previous few chapters about the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. We know about what happened to him, how to do austerities to Lord Vishnu so that he gets a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather because his stepmother did not allow him to sit on his father's lap, and how Dhruva Maharaj, after pleasing the Supreme Lord, attained perfection, and later how he regrets actually for desiring such a thing. And then after the entire pastime is narrated, actually Dhruva Maharaj pastime was being narrated by Narad Muni in the Sabha of the Prachetas. So these few shlokas as glorification of Dhruva Maharaj in Pracheta Sabha, and also the Falastuti of this Dhruva Maharaj pastime. So we will just go through shloka wise. 43rd verse, the great sage Narada continued. Just see how Dhruva Maharaj aggrieved at the harsh words of his stepmother. That is 42. 43 verse, Dhruva Maharaj attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years after undergoing austerity for 6 months. Alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after undergoing austerities for many, many years. So, Prabhupada has spoken about this particular word. Mataji, can you take it to purport? Kshatra Bandhu. What is the meaning of Kshatra Bandhu?
Enemy for Kshatriyas.
Has anybody heard about a similar sound?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Brahma
Mataji.
Bandhu. Brahma Bandhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Brahma Bandhu.
Huh?
Brahma Bandhu.
Brahma Bandhu, Dvija Bandhu,
Vijabandhu.
Vipra Bandhu. What is the meaning of that? Can anybody say?
He may be born in that family, but may not be having that qualities of that particular
Yes,
Kshatriya or Brahman, Mataji.
correct. So they are born in that family. They are related to the highly qualified Brahmanas, Bandhus. They are related, but they themselves are not completely trained or qualified to be called a Brahmana or a Vipra or a Kshatriya. So in Dhruva Maharaj's case, it is mentioned that he was a Kshatra Bandhu. That means he was not fully trained. He was not a complete Kshatriya because he was only 5 years of age. And he was not a mature Kshatriya. To become a mature Kshatriya, one has to undergo the entire training process. Like Prabhupada says, a person born in a Brahmana family is not immediately a Brahmana. He has to take up the training and take up the purificatory processes. Then only one can be called a Brahmana. So Krishna also, we have discussed this time and again in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 13th verse. What does Krishna say? Anybody remembers the verse? 4:13?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
Chaturvarnyam
Yeah.
maya srishtam guna karma
4:13?
vibhagashaka. Fourth chapter 13. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaka. Tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat.
So Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Based on the qualities and based on the nature of work they perform, one is, determined to belong to a particular caste. So one automatically doesn't become a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or anything only by birth. Only by the qualities he develops. So here, Dhruva Maharaj was a Kshatra Bandhu. He was not at all perfect. He was not a perfect Kshatriya or a mature Kshatriya. But still, what Narad Muni wants to make a point is, still he attained perfection. How? That's what he mentions in the next verses. See, Narad Muni was extremely proud of Dhruva Maharaj. Narad Muni had so many disciples. He initiated so many people into bhakti. But he was especially very proud of Dhruva Maharaj because in this very lifetime he attained perfection by doing severe austerities and penances. He achieved the Vaikuntha planet. So this Dhruva Maharaj, whatever he attained in one lifetime, it's mentioned here by Prabhupada, which was never achieved by any other king's son or Rajarshi. Dhruva Maharaj was a Kshatriya. It's not speaking about any Brahmanas or any devotees. He being a Kshatriya, he being a son of a king, he was a Rajarshi. None of them had attained perfection in one lifetime. And Prabhupada quotes the example of King Bharat. How many lifetimes did Bharat Maharaj had to take to attain perfection?
3 lifetime.
How
Three,
many
Mataji.
lifetimes, Mataji? Bharat
3
Maharaj?
Mataji. 3.
Three lifetimes. So he was Bharat Maharaj, and then he was actually in the stage of bhava. He renounced everything. He went to the forest, but he got attached to a small deer, a fawn. And then he got a birth of a deer in the next life. And then again, he got the birth of Jad Bharat, where he attained perfection and went back to the spiritual world. So none other than Dhruva Maharaj attained perfection in this one lifetime, in whatever lifetime he was, and that too at that young age of 5 to 6 years. When he was not even a mature Kshatriya, he was not a fully trained Kshatriya. So what do we understand by this? By the dint of bhakti, by dint of severe penances and austerities, whichever state of consciousness we are, whichever ashram we are, if we do these austerities, penances, bhakti perfectly, we will attain perfection. All the good qualities will manifest when our bhakti becomes pure and sincere and intense. And then we become qualified to go to the spiritual world. Mataji, can you come further down, little bit further down? Yeah, here one more line is very important, and that is meant for all our practical application. The lesson from life of Dhruva Maharaj is that if one likes, one can attain Vaikuntha Loka in one life without waiting for many other lives. My Guru Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada used to say that every one of his disciples could attain Vaikuntha in this life without waiting for another life to execute devotional service. So Matajis, we always used to discuss, I think once or twice we discussed in this class also that, are we qualified? Will we be purified enough to go back to the spiritual world in this life? Or how many janmas or births we have to take? So the answer is here. Prabhupada has said, one can attain perfection and go back to the spiritual life without mating for many other lives. But what is the criteria or what is the process? Execute devotional service. And for that, he says, one simply has to become as serious and sincere as Dhruva Maharaj. Then it is quite possible to attain Vaikuntha Loka and go back home, back to Godhead in one life. So now, Mataji, I have a question here, because this is what we have to understand. How do we practically implement in our spiritual life becoming serious and sincere? Mataji, what do you mean by becoming serious and sincere?
Mataji, following the orders of the Guru, Mataji.
Okay.
Ahaituki apratihata bhakti.
Unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service. Okay, then.
Mataji, every day, whatever chanting or whatever services we are doing, by associating and by listening Bhagavatam, practically even I am feeling, Mataji, every day small steps improvement. If we take also, that is becoming more and more stronger, Mataji. Mind is becoming stronger.
Correct.
Even though before we used to fall down, it used to take long time. We used to get disturbed. But nowadays, by listening such glorious pastimes, this determination is becoming more and more strong. And we feel that today also this sloka tells us we should continue, and we are getting faith, Mataji, more and more faith.
Correct. Faith is
confident.
Strengthening of your faith, strengthening of your determination. Yes, Mataji. Then any questions?
Throughout listening of his pastimes, Mataji, and whatever we are doing,
yes,
that we should make sure that it should please Lord.
Yes.
Whatever activities we are doing.
Okay. Okay.
And sense of urgency, Mataji.
Sense of urgency. Very good. Yes, Mataji. Yes. So, Mataji, how many of you have read Nectar of Instruction? That's a book we all are supposed to read. Nectar of Instruction. Anasuya, Mataji, you raised your hand for something?
Yes, Mataji, for reading. I have read a long time back, Mataji.
What, Mataji?
Nectar of Instruction, long time back.
Oh, you read a long time back. Okay, okay. Yeah. So, Mataji, in that there is the text 3. Rupa Goswami has spoken about this. How to progress in bhakti. Third text of Nectar of Instruction, Utsahan Nishchaya Dhairya Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyaga Sato Vriddhi Shadbhir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. What is the meaning of it? There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. Being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence. Utsahat means enthusiastic. Then, next one is Nishchayat, by confidence, endeavoring with confidence. Dhairyat, having patience. Then Tat Karma Pravartanat, acting according to the regulative principles. Whatever you have to do, whatever our regulative principles, plus apart from that, Shravanam, Kirtanam, all that we have to follow. And then, what is the next point? Sangatyagat, Asat Sangatyagat means giving up the association of materialistic people. Sato Vritti, that means associating and following in the footsteps of the devotees and acharyas. So these 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. And apart from this, the next verse also. So here, the next verse of Nectar of Instruction, which speaks about Dadhati pratigrihnati bhukyamakhati prachati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. What is the meaning of it? Offering gifts in charity. Dadhati pratigrihnati, and accepting gifts in charity. revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially from senior or more advanced devotees, then accepting prasad and offering prasad. These are the 6 symptoms of loving exchanges between devotees. So these 2 verses actually tell us the practical implementation of the process of bhakti and how we can progress in it, steadily, advance in it, and also transform our conscious and make it more and more pure. So today morning, I had got one video which spoke about this particular, seriousness, how one can become serious in bhakti and how one has to go on evaluating what is their spiritual life like or what is their bhakti life. So that particular Prabhu was saying, Matajis, we all speak about nowadays, good health, not only good physical health. We also speak about mental health. We speak about emotional health. So nowadays, so much of stress is being given to all that. And it is compulsory. It is important for us to take care of our physical body, our mental health, and our even emotional state, because all that affect us so much. So then he spoke about something called spiritual health. We have to monitor our spiritual health. So Mataji, how can we do it? Can anybody just say something or know something about it and then share with us? How do we assess our
desires? If your desires are reducing, material attachment is reducing.
Okay. Okay, good. Then introspection, Suma Mataji has said. Introspection means what, Mataji? It's a general term. So what do you want to add in that introspection?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams. Mataji, when we introspect, like we should know how we are having, not outwardly, Mataji, what we have inside our hearts when we see a Vaishnava or anybody for that matter.
Okay. Okay.
Mataji, it is how much patience and faith we have on Lord. That also.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
And Mataji, if we get more rasa chanting, like even after finishing 16 rounds, if we feel like, oh, I really want to chant more, one more round if I can do.
Yes. So you're getting the ruchi, you're getting the taste that, you are enjoying it. So you want to do more and more of it. Correct. Then,
I can compare myself when I started, how was I doing things? Now, where am I standing? Have I got like taste? Am I keen to go and meet the devotees? Do I like devotee association or still have to push myself for that? Am I really looking forward to only take prasadam, or as and when I get chance, I make excuses and go and eat something else?
Yes.
So that also.
Correct. Anusriya Mataji, you raised your hand.
For reading, Mataji.
Oh, only for reading.
Yeah, sorry, but even how we assess ourselves means like everything, whatever happens, it is like Krishna's wish. He will take care of that, and we should never leave the faith, Mataji. That is my understanding.
Never lose your faith on Krishna. And
Yes.
what happens, you think that it is only Krishna's will and Krishna knows better. Okay. That is also an advancement in spiritual life. Yes. Anybody else, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. We are not interfering much in Prajalpa nowadays. That is unnecessary talking or unnecessary discussion about the topic which is not necessary for us. Even the cricket match which is happening, whatever it is happening right now, we are not into that trend. If something is happening, somebody is winning, we are not bothering much about it nowadays. Otherwise, we were also putting those things in our status. We were also behind that. Now we are not like that, Mataji. We are totally in this world. We are avoiding many other things. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Anybody else would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, when we are progressing in spiritual sadhanas and all, one thing we would like to listen more and more and more the pastimes of Lord Mataji. That is one thing. Initially, I myself, I used to take few slokas reading itself. I used to feel enough. But now after years, no, now I feel that taste, oh, this is, let me read some more, let me read some more. And number two, when we are mainly in our practical life, Mataji, before we cannot judge the problems whether I'm taking a correct, whether I'm talking right or not. But after this knowledge and this spiritual thing will progress in our life, I myself, I feel, yes, this is right what I'm doing. This is wrong what I'm doing. What when talking also, Mataji. So that is the thing.
So now you got the knowledge to discriminate, to understand how to approach a problem, how to behave in a situation. So that has kind of, given you an in-depth way to understand and judge a situation and react accordingly. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes. Yes.
The ABCD formula, Mataji, association, everybody said that only.
Yes.
And in association also we can say, like who is your friend? Tell me who is your friend, I'll tell you who are. Like that, in as you said, Utsaga Dhairyat, that 6 we have to improve. And opposite the next verse, Atyagara Prayasascha, we have to decrease. And the taste in actually Shravanam and Kirtanam, Mataji, as just now Vasudha Mataji said, we are now waiting for classes. The more we hear, and same taste, the more we hear, taste in chanting also increases, Mataji. So the quotient level in all those things, A, B, C, D, we can measure if we can, and we will know how near or far away we are from devotion, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, Mataji. So Mataji has just touched upon the verse which I was going to take after this, that Atyaharaha Prayashascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janasangascha Laulyam Cha Shadbhir Bhaktir Vinashyati. These 6 are going to destroy bhakti. As Mataji mentioned, excess collecting of funds, excess endeavoring for mundane things, overeating, prajalpa, unnecessarily talking, then practicing scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of it, not for advancement. Then rejecting the rules and regulations which are helpful for advancement, associating with worldly minded people, and then being greedy for mundane achievements. This will be bhaktir vinashyati. They are going to destroy bhakti. So one has to constantly introspect and see if we are not doing any of these, because this becomes obstacles in our bhakti, hampering our progress, affecting our spiritual health. So most of the Matajis have covered the points. So today, what that Prabhu said was, how do we monitor our spiritual health? He said, ask yourselves every day 6 questions. And what are they? That, are you enthusiastic to learn every day from the Shastra or from other devotees or anything related to spirituality? Are you enthusiastic to learn every day? Then he says, do you have spiritual friendships? Mataji also mentioned about friendship now. Do you have spiritual friendships? And why this is important, Mataji? Very honest, sincere friendships where you can get good advice from whoever is your best friend or a senior. You can confidentially share the troubles you have and get their guidance, or you can guide somebody who is, younger to you or who have approached you. So why these spiritual friendships are important?
Mataji, friend is a person where we open up freely, Mataji. We cannot open up with anybody. So that should be very, very careful when we are selecting a friend, choosing a friend.
Correct. So why, we see in the material world, friendship is important. You should have friends. And Mataji mentioned, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. But why there is stress even for spiritual friendships? Mataji, we see a lot of times, we have heard even in our classes that when we go into devotee associations, there are so many things that is happening and we are getting affected. So we are getting affected by this. So we don't want to interact much. We will do our sadhana. We will be at home. We are not liking it. So then how do we progress in our spiritual life? Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, where devotees are there, Machitta, Madgata, Prana, Bodhayanta, Parasparam. Gate, Kateyantascha, Manita. So, if devotees are there, whatever we discuss, whatever, like we share, it will be definitely about Krishna only, no, Mataji. And we also just now said that Dadati Pradigrahnati. That can happen only amongst devotees.
Correct.
So that, Sangat ka Rangat. So, it is very important, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So Mataji, when we have differences within our devotee association, and then we say, no, better I'll be away from everybody and let me do my sadhana at home silently. Will that help?
No, Mataji. Bharat Maharaj also, after coming to even Bhava stage, he lost it, no, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. He fell down because he went all alone and he got attached to one dear phone and he fell down. And what else, Mataji? Why is it that, when I'm not liking this association, I don't like that devotee, what happens to our consciousness?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, even while we are chanting, if something is like this, so we are getting disturbed and we are always thinking about that. So even our chanting is not becoming proper if such things are happening. So we have to be very careful in sharing our personal informations to anybody, though it is a satsang or any place. So when we are sharing some small details like personal details, then it is going to spread among many people. So it is better that we don't share all the personal information to everybody. Yeah, it is true that when we go to satsang and we sing songs, we sing bhajans, we are actually becoming very light at heart. We are becoming emotionally close to everybody, but that does not mean that we can share everything personal to everybody, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So Mataji, when we have spiritual friendships, the most important thing is that you share whatever is in your heart. With friends, you open up everything. That should be for progress in your spiritual life. See, with friends, you can share even your material issues. Or if you feel that, if you share with somebody, it becomes light, it's fine. But as Mataji said, if you feel that it is going to spread everywhere, then you need not. But Mataji, that you have to assess and see who is your closest person or friend who, when you confide in him, he is not going to spread it around. So one such confidential friend you should have, even in spiritual path, so that when you have any obstacle or any problem, they will guide you. And if you cannot find the solution together, you can approach some seniors. Without taking help of devotees in the association, we cannot progress. Why? Because Mataji, if you see in the larger picture also, when you go to the spiritual world, there are millions of devotees serving Krishna. You cannot go and say that I am going to sit alone and do my seva services apart from everybody else. Each gopi cluster or group of gopis is having one head gopi and 1 lakh gopis under her who are serving Krishna. So one has to have good spiritual friendships, because that will otherwise change our consciousness, or we will have some kind of a malice towards devotees. So if one has even slightest of malice or slightest of ill feeling towards a devotee, one cannot go to the spiritual world. So healthy spiritual friendships, honest relationships in bhakti, in the spiritual path, are also very important. Then the next one, Prabhu says, every day question yourself, what is your ultimate goal of life and are you working towards it? Are you serious about it? And then he says, ask yourself a question, are you happy to see others succeed? Yes, this question, can anybody answer? Are you all happy to see others succeed?
Yes, Mataji.
Spiritually, yes, Mataji.
Definitely. We get inspired, Mataji, when they are achieving something. Oh, I can also achieve. Even I can also learn. I can also one day I can sing like that.
Yes.
When they are reciting slokas, even one day we'll get inspired, Mataji. I feel happy.
Yes. So Mataji, Very good. The group here is like, they are all very happy with others' success. But have you ever experienced in the devotee association some kind of envy, some kind of jealousy, or some kind of, oh, those people are only doing that seva, they are not giving it to us, or they think they are doing best, I can do better than this. Haven't you experienced or seen others with these feelings?
Have
Yes,
experienced
Mataji.
it.
Yes,
Heard
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes,
Yes.
Mataji.
Started in
Though we
the
don't
Mataji.
though we don't express, somewhere the stingy will be there, Mataji.
The feeling is there.
Mataji, I myself have felt that. I myself have felt that they are giving and not giving me the seva.
Yeah.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu?
Mataji,
Yeah.
I will share one small experience. Just 2 days back, I have been to a center for, they have observed this, they have celebrated this Chaitanya Chaitanya
Mahaprabhu's appearance.
appearance day. No, there, so thing is, what was happened, this I used to explain, that's all. I am not at all commenting all those things.
Yeah.
Please take it as a positive way, okay?
Yes.
Mataji, in that association, maybe around 60 to 70 members.
Okay.
While that this Abhishekam time,
Okay.
this senior devotee, he is calling, you please come, you please come, you please come, you please come.
Okay.
Of course, around that, when 6, 7, maybe 8 members may have left. They have not called for Abhishekam.
Okay.
So in that also, I am also there.
Okay.
I myself thought, say, what is this? Trunadapi suti sunitena tarorapi saishtuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. So I recalled that sloka. So how humble we must be.
Yes.
Before chanting and this observing all devotional services.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
Being a senior man.
Correct.
No, nothing loss is there.
Yes.
If you give one spoon, that is also, others will also get satisfied.
Correct.
And then in addition to that, before me, of course I am not interested. I know this well. So that's why I myself keeping personally in my mind also, I used to say, I am doing my Abhishekam personally, in my mind only. So I am observing it, I felt very happy. I am not glorifying myself. So I have seen this. So then one man before me was sitting, he has gone to offer the Abhishekam.
Okay.
So he told, no, you don't come. You please, next to him, you please come.
Okay.
To what extent he was irritated?
Yes.
Is it the way, Mataji?
Yes.
Mataji, thing is, you are telling you what your experiences. So our experiences were different from one man to another person, one devotee to another.
Correct.
So of course, I heard particularly here around 45 members in this class.
Okay.
Mataji, my name is Krishnamurti.
Okay.
So almost all 45 members know who is Krishnamurti.
Yes.
And then in addition to that, I know all the Mataji's names also.
Correct.
So thing is, we used to pray ourselves.
Correct.
Let that Supreme Lord be bless all ours.
Yes.
Be progress in Krishna consciousness.
Correct.
The only humble request is, I request all the devotees, even now also.
Yes.
Please bless me to be in Krishna consciousness till our last breathing.
Correct.
We must not be fall down.
Correct.
This is only my humble opinion and the humble.
No, correct, Prabhu. You shared an experience, that's fine. Yes.
The thing is, nothing loss. If you call all them to Abhishek to make Abhishek, nothing loss.
Correct.
So he is also blessed. He is also pleased. So at least his mind may become yes, I have done this. I myself blessed.
Yes.
So that conscious will develop. Is it not, Mataji?
Correct, Prabhu. What you are saying is correct. But you have said it is an Abhishekam situation in the festival time. So Prabhu, everybody behaves in a different manner. And whoever was in charge or whoever was calling also, we have to also understand their conscious level. Some are very, very enthusiastic and have got the seva. And sometimes they, we cannot say they don't know. The way they deal or the way they speak sometimes may not be very appropriate. Just because they are senior devotees doesn't mean that they will be perfect, Prabhu, because they are also still purifying themselves, Prabhu.
Mataji, if Srila Prabhupada start like that,
Yes.
So how he is able to initiate the people of Western countries? So we are all fallen souls.
Yes.
If you think that is the Krishna conscious movement, definitely it won't continue for this to this extent.
Correct.
Am I right, Mataji?
Prabhu, everybody cannot be Srila Prabhupada
Hare
because
Krishna,
the
Hare Krishna,
compassionate.
Sari. I am not blaming that devotee also.
Yes,
So I am respecting him. Don't nothing to worry. Because also he has learned more than me,
Yes.
of course.
No, for us, when we meet when we have such experiences, everybody who goes into any kind of a festival or any kind of a formal organization, spiritual organization, will have these experiences. Something or the other, which is not a very pleasant experience, everybody will undergo. So what I was told by my seniors was, just take it to improve your tolerance and your humility. We cannot judge others, we cannot rectify others, but how we react to the situation is within us. So let us think it is Krishna who is giving us an opportunity to increase our patience, increase our tolerance, and increase our maturity. If somebody is behaving with immaturity, let us not do the same.
I do agree, Mother. Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna. So thing is, by that time, I recall that sloka, Trunadapi Sunitana,
Yes,
and then last sloka of 8th one. So Sri Krishna has not given me an opportunity to this seva. So it is all right. Just it is left to you. If you want to take, you take. Otherwise, you leave me. No, nothing worry. So I will always praying you. That is the only criteria. Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna. If I done, I have talked any long way, please.
It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. In fact, one senior Prabhu told me, if Krishna is seeing that this one particular devotee is not having a very appropriate behavior, and you have been tolerating him, forgiving him, and not complaining, you have become fixed in your sadhana and bhakti to Krishna. Krishna becomes even more restless because he doesn't want to lose a sincere devotee. He will pull you up and push you much further higher than the devotees who are doing whatever inappropriate. So he says, have faith on Krishna. Krishna is watching everything. He will pull you much higher and much faster. So tolerance, patience, enthusiasm, they help in bhakti, and any unpleasant or untoward experiences we encounter, if we can just ignore it, tolerate it, leave it on Krishna, Krishna takes much more bigger responsibility because he doesn't want to see sincere devotees, falling or leaving. So he will definitely interfere and take the devotee into his own shelter. That's what I was told. So anything that happens, we have to understand that we have to be very patient, very enthusiastic, even in the situations when we are not able to do much, and determined that we will succeed. So that takes us to the next point, which that Prabhu said, that how optimistic you are that in this very lifetime you will attain the goal. How optimistic are you all, Matajis, that you will attain perfection in this lifetime? And Prabhu's?
Not at least me, I am not at all, Mataji.
Optimism. Everybody, even in the material world speaks about optimism, positive attitude, positive affirmations. So why, Mataji, you're not optimistic that you'll attain perfection in this lifetime?
Mataji, I'm seeing my sadhana level, so I can't cheat myself.
So we have to do our sadhana well. Yes. Anybody else? How optimistic you are that you will attain the goal?
No, Mataji, for me, my prayers are I don't know how many more births I will get, but Krishna, please give me more births to do your bhakti, because I am myself not satisfied in what I am doing. So I want more births to do and progress.
Yes.
So my prayers are never for liberation, because I know I don't even deserve that. So my prayers are for more births into bhakti.
Correct.
Yeah, same to you, Shilpa Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, I'm also same thing.
Yes.
Mataji.
Yeah.
But I have a different perspective, Mataji, with what Matajis have told.
Yes.
Because I really do not want to come back also, Mataji, in one more lifetime also. Because I'm very much, what to say, Mataji, it is not because of the difficulties or anything. It is so difficult, Mataji, to be in Maya, and very cautious we have to be. In this lifetime, we have got such a nice fortune.
Yes.
In this lifetime itself, we have to perfect ourselves somehow, not by our abilities, by the mercy, unconditional mercy of lordships and gurus and the devotee association. Somehow we have to achieve perfection in this lifetime itself. That is my
desire and of course the optimism. Now, Mataji, the optimism part, as Matajis have now mentioned, our sadhana, we are not satisfied, our sadhana, we are not doing well. Mataji, we can be optimistic that we will improve, and we can have more optimism that Krishna is all merciful and he can shower his causeless mercy on us. But Krishna also has to see our sincerity. If we can just improve our sincerity, we have all the hope, all the optimism that by Krishna's mercy we can attain perfection. And the last point, what the Prabhu says, question every day that are your spiritual goals more exciting to you than your material goals? Yes, Mataji. Are your spiritual goals more exciting than your material goals?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Now
Yes,
at least
Mataji.
after coming to
Definitely,
Krishna
yes.
At
consciousness.
least now, yeah.
So this particular 6 questions, which I just today morning got a video, I felt it was so relevant. It is so useful for us to check our spiritual health. Because if we keep monitoring our spiritual health, then only we can progress much faster. Like our physical health, we are told, go for exercise 30 minutes in a day, do your yoga, do your meditation, have food timely. For your physical body, we are told so many things and we all know and we follow. Then for our mental health, we are given instructions. For spiritual health, this is what we have to do. Then only we can attain perfection. Prabhupada has clearly written that his guru has, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said, one lifetime is enough to attain perfection. So our goal, aim, and sincere desire should be no more Janma. This very lifetime I should go back. And by mercy of Krishna, if we keep endeavoring, definitely it is possible. Yes, we'll go to the next 2 shlokas. 44th verse.
Hare Krishna, Anusha Mataji, you read the shloka.
Yes.
Suma Mataji, you read the
Mataji, we
synonyms
have
and I'll
finished
read.
reading the shlokas. I'll just do the explanation of the purport, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
The 44th verse, Maitreya Uvacha, the great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, whatever you have asked from me about the great reputation and character of Dhruva Maharaj, I have explained to you all in detail. Great saintly persons and devotees very much like to hear about Dhruva Maharaj. See, Maitreya Rishi has told Vidur that whatever you asked about Dhruva Maharaj, his character, his reputation, and what he achieved, I have explained. And he says that great saintly devotees and persons very much like to hear about Dhruva Maharaj. So Prabhupada has explained that Srimad Bhagavatam. We say, what is Srimad Bhagavatam, Mataji? What is Srimad Bhagavatam?
Literary incarnation.
Literary Amalam Puranam.
Incarnation of Krishna.
Nigama Kalpataru.
Incarnation.
It is the literary incarnation of the Lord. It is Krishna himself. But Srimad Bhagavatam also, when you say it is Krishna himself, it is the literary incarnation. It also means, Prabhupada has written in the purport, Srimad Bhagavatam means everything in relationship with the Supreme Personality of the God. It's not only about the Lord. It is everything in relationship with the Lord. So in that come the devotees of the Lord, the various energies of the Lord. So even, see, when we say you have to glorify the Lord, you have to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord's pastimes. But does the Lord do his pastimes alone?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
No,
Mataji.
No.
Have you ever seen pastimes all alone?
No, Mataji.
It's always with the devotees, his associates. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is also the glorification of the pure devotees of the Lord. And listening to the glories of the devotees, speaking about the glories of the devotees also purifies us. Because they are the most dear to the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord is associating with them. Taking their services. Performing his pastimes with them. Moment you say rasa dance, can you think of only Krishna? Automatically don't the gopis come into our mind, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, definitely.
So Prabhupada says that devotees should actually read Srimad Bhagavatam about the Lord, about the pastimes of the Lord, and about the devotees also. And he has given a word of caution here that neophyte devotees simply try to understand the pastimes of the Lord and are not very much interested in the hearing about the activities of his devotees. And such discrimination should not be indulged in by any real devotee, because the Lord and his devotees are eternal associates, his pure devotees. They are inseparable. Gopis are inseparable from Krishna. Radharani is inseparable from Krishna. So only I will read about Krishna, not possible. Krishna is always in the association of Gopis and Radharani. And that kind of discrimination is not right. I am going to read only about Krishna's pastime. I will not read Dhruv Maharaj pastime or Prahalad Maharaj pastime. No. Because so much of instructions we get from these pastimes, Dhruv Maharaj pastime or Prahalad Maharaj pastime, how to actually progress in our bhakti. And then Prabhupada says, some people, less intelligent men, will try to hear about the rasa dance of Krishna, and they don't want to read other portions of Srimad Bhagavatam. They want to avoid. Mataji, how we have read in the second canto about creation. Creation is such a heavy topic. Have you anybody tried to understand creation, Mataji? We finish one chapter, we come to the next chapter, we forget what we read in the previous chapter. And in the fourth canto, there is about time, so much of technical details. Then they say, oh, we will not read that. Better we read some pastimes of Krishna. No. That is why Prabhupada mentions how one should read Srimad Bhagavatam in this particular verse. There are professional Bhagavat reciters who abruptly go to the Rasalila chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam as if other portions of Srimad Bhagavatam were useless. This kind of discrimination, abrupt adoption of Rasalila pastimes of Lord is not approved by the Acharyas. And why do you think, Matajis? Why is it not approved? Why we just can't read Rasalila and come out? Or we can read only 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, only the stories of Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes and come out? Why? Why do we have to read? Prabhupada has written a sincere devotee should read every chapter and every word of Srimad Bhagavatam. Why?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Conscious should be elevating, Mataji.
Yes, conscious should be elevating. Yes, next Mataji.
Mataji,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Canto 1 and 2 is considered as the limbs of the Lord. Then lotus feet of the Lord. Then follows the hip region like that, Mataji. So it's progressing from the how we take darshan of the Lord from the feet to the head. So we have to go from canto 1 only. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, and Mataji said conscious will be elevated. And anything else you wanted to add in that?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, Bhagavatam is about knowing who Krishna is.
Correct.
So before we know who Krishna is, if we directly go to Leelas, then we are also going to see Leelas as any mundane person, how they understand Leelas as.
Correct. Correct. Then, anybody else?
With our
We are not
imperfect
qualified
senses,
to
we
understand
try to...
Mataji, all that. If you don't go from chapter 1 onwards.
Mataji,
We are not qualified. We are not qualified.
With our
enough.
imperfect senses, we tend to speculate, Mataji. We tend to speculate with our imperfect senses.
We'll tend to speculate, and Padma Mataji said that if we don't read from chapter 1, then we don't become qualified to get to the very confidential pastimes. And what is the meaning of being qualified, Mataji? Padma Mataji?
Qualified in the same we don't understand, then we can come into we can jump into wrong conclusions, Mataji.
We are not the body, we are the soul.
Yes.
Getting strengthened, Mataji, as we go slowly, Mataji. By the time we reach 10th canto, we will know the supremacy of the Lord, and then we will not pass on judgments or anything.
Correct. Correct. Because the Rasa dance, if you read in complete isolation without reading from the first canto and without your conscious elevating to the state of complete soul consciousness and understanding the relationship between gopis and Krishna and the activities and pastimes which take place between them, then as Matajis have said, we will judge them from the mundane point of view and we will blaspheme or criticize, which will be a big offense for us, which will hamper our progress and cause our downfall. So that's why when Prabhupada, some devotees were reading 10th canto, Prabhupada was told they are reading 10th canto, Prabhupada jumped. He just rushed there and says, you're not qualified to read it, read from the first canto onwards. Because complete wrong understanding, and with wrong understanding, blasphemy comes, aparad will happen towards Srimad Bhagavatam, towards the Lord, towards the pure devotees. That will be a bigger sin and bigger fall down. So that's why Prabhupada has clearly written, devotees should not try to avoid even a word of Srimad Bhagavatam. And the great sage Maitreya therefore affirmed herein that the Bhagavatam is sammatam satam, approved by great devotees. All the great souls, great devotees relish Srimad Bhagavatam. And who is the classic example, Mataji? A realized soul enjoying Srimad Bhagavatam?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Right? And who is the speaker? Who was actually an impersonal?
Sukadeva Goswami.
Sukadeva Goswami.
Sukadeva Goswami.
So, Bhagavatam, Atmarama verse. Bhagavatam is such that it will attract even the, Brahman realized souls. So each and every word of Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of Vedic wisdom, Vedic literature. So, it's like it's a ripened fruit. Any part, it's not only the pastimes of the Lord. Even if you read creation, even Subharav Prabhu, your mic is on.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mata.
Yes.
I want to ask one doubt actually.
Yes,
it's
Prabhu.
like without going to other cantos and directly going to the 12th canto is something like you don't want to see the whole structure of the God. You are seeing only part straight away.
Yes.
You have to start seeing from the feet and then go up.
Correct, Prabhu. That is how
Each canto is depicted to be a part of the God.
Correct. So we have to see the entire Lord. And then only can see his face, and then only can see his glance and mercy and see his smile. Then only we will get that perfection. Yes. So this Bhagavatam has been approved by great devotees. They relish Bhagavatam. So Mataji, Suma Mataji has sent about Atmarama verse. Those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by external material desires are also attracted by Srimad Bhagavatam. And each and every part is like a ripened fruit of Vedic literature. So even if we read about the stutis, we read about hellish planets, we read about creation, we read about time, we may read about the different Gitams, everything is relishable. So one should never ever skip any part of Srimad Bhagavatam, and it has to be read in the association of devotees, then only it becomes relishable. Do we all agree, Mataji, that Bhagavatam should be read in the association of devotees?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Alone reading sometimes gets tired and we feel enough. Today, I'll not read more than this. Because sometimes some topics are very, maybe a little higher or a little serious and then we lose. But in the association of devotees, when we discuss it, it becomes easy.
With the church, Mataji.
Yes.
The nectar.
Yeah, Mataji, Suma Mataji, you're saying something?
With the churning, the more nectar comes, Mataji.
Yes. Churning, more nectar comes, yes. When you discuss, when
Mataji, we are attending these Srimad Bhagavatam classes twice a day. One morning and one evening also. They have again started, no? So we are in the middle of the first canto.
Very good. Very good.
So that also 8 to 9 every day.
That's very nice. That's very, very nice. Yes. The last shloka for today, we can finish and then we can start. 45th verse. This is the Falastuti of Dhruv Maharaj pastime. And it is mentioned, by hearing the narration of Dhruv Maharaj, one can fulfill desires for wealth, reputation, increased duration of life. It is so auspicious that one can even go to heavenly planet or attain Dhruvaloka, which was achieved by Dhruv Maharaj just by hearing about him. The demigods also become pleased because this narration is so glorious and it is so powerful that it can counteract all the results of one's sinful actions. So here it is mentioned that, see Mataji, if you all remember the first canto, second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Who can tell that verse, Mataji? First canto, second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Dharma protita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam.
Vedyam vastavamatra
Patrayomudan.
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Mahamuni Kim va Parayishvara Sadhyo Vridya Kritibhigi Shubhigi Takshana.
Correct. Mataji have by-hearted the shloka. Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of this verse?
There are Kaitava Dharma and Paradharma. Kaitava Dharma should be left off.
Okay.
Paradharma should be followed. Bhagavatam consists of the whole of Paradharma. It is representative of the God.
Correct. So, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, the Bhagavata Puran propounds the highest truth which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth in reality is distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam compiled by great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need for any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. So Prabhu has spoken about Kaitava Dharma. What is Kaitava Dharma, Prabhu?
Kaitava Dharma is which is to be rejected, which is again dependent with some selfishness. We follow that Dharma.
Kaitava Dharma.
Dharma Artha Kama Moksha.
Karma Kanda, correct. You know, Karma Kanda. So where you have some desire for some material benefits. And then this Bhagavata Purana is about Dharma, Artha, Kama, even Moksha. So there is no question of any desire in that. And this Bhagavatam is enough to attain perfection. And if one can attentively, submissively listen to Bhagavatam, Lord will be established in the heart. But now, why I have taken up this shloka is just to understand what is mentioned in this particular verse. That by hearing the pastime or narration of Dhruva Maharaj, one can fulfill desires for wealth, reputation, and increasing duration of life. But Mataji, Bhagavatam is above, Bhagavata Dharma is above any of this Dharma, Artha, Kama, Mokshas. Then why these Phalastutis are mentioned? Can anybody say, Mataji? Prabhupada is asking the purport. Yes, Mataji.
Hi, Mataji. Mataji, all of the readers or I mean, who are there present may not be in the same this thing, Mataji.
Yes.
So for everybody to benefit, Mataji.
So Mataji, if we haven't still come to the point of surrender, that we have no other desire but to serve the Lord, and then when we read Bhagavatam in that mood, the conscious we develop, the love for the Lord we develop is definitely different from people who have not yet become completely purified and who still have some desires when they read Bhagavatam. But Bhagavatam is meant for everybody. Anybody and everybody can read, but the results they get will be different. Like Mataji, Krishna also, see, Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. So Mataji, in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has spoken about those who approach Krishna. Can anybody tell them? Who approach?
Artho Jignasu Artharthi Jnani Cha Bharatarshava.
Artho Artharthi Jignasi Jnanis. So, Artho, even for material benefits, whoever approaches me, they have to be considered Mahatmas. Artharthis who are in distress, they also are Mahatmas. Because, and even Jnanis and Jignasus, inquisitive people, Krishna says, with the association of pure devotees, they will definitely become pure devotees. But these people still have to be considered Mahatmas because they are approaching me. The same way, if one reads Bhagavatam with the intention of getting some material benefit also, it's fine. That is the preliminary level because their conscience is still not purified. They can approach with. So Bhagavatam, that is why has got Phalastutis also. So Prabhupada says, if karmis want wealth, they can read Bhagavatam. Dhruva Maharaj pastime you read, you will get the wealth. Unknowingly, what happens is if the desires are fulfilled, their purification will happen gradually and they'll come to a point where they'll have no other desires. Same way, if somebody aspires to go to higher lokas, heavenly planets, they can read Srimad Bhagavatam. Then, even if they have increased the duration of life, they can read Srimad Bhagavatam. So, for each and every soul who approach Bhagavatam with a different intention, there will be different results. But those who have given up all kinds of religion and have surrendered to the Lord, they become pure devotees and develop love for Godhead. So Prabhupada, that is why he says that Bhagavatam, like the Supreme Lord, is the incarnation of the Lord, can be read by everybody, approached, and, get the results what they want. Here, in the last, he mentions, Prabhupada, if anybody hears about the activities of the Lord's devotee, he can achieve the same result. So even if they want to listen to the devotees' pastimes and get the falastuti, it is allowed. Because there is no difference between the activities of the and character of the Lord and his pure devotee. Pure devotees are attained the same purity as the Lord. So like even in Ekadashis, we have falastuti. Each Ekadashi has got a falastuti. But ultimately, Ekadashi is to get closer to the Lord, serve the Lord. But there are falastutis for people who have still not purified their conscience and they've not come to the point of complete surrender. Yes, I think it's time up, Matajis. If anybody has any doubts, otherwise we'll stop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji,
Thank you,
in the
Mataji.
end, you. Sorry.
Yes, Mataji. Somebody.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, towards the end, you mentioned that Ekadashi's fasting is important. My question is, people say that why we have to do so many austerities? Only if we do austerities will we reach. Does God require us to suffer like that? How do we answer such questions, Mataji?
Mataji, what is fasting? What is actually their understanding of fasting?
Fasting is mainly giving up eating on that particular day.
Okay.
That is the general understanding.
For people who are having only that understanding, you give them the scientific answer. That fasting is a means of giving rest to our digestive system. Don't give them the spiritual answers that is the time to have our sense control, mind control, focus on the Lord. All that they will not agree. So you say, you give the scientific explanation of fasting. That in Ayurveda, fasting is also a prescribed method. Even now, even the Western countries are approving fasting, and now they're coming up with this intermittent fastings, dietings. All this is what is mentioned in our Vedas, Mataji. It's meant for good health. It is, help is in removing toxins if you are on the fruit diet. That is what people, all the dietitians prescribe also, no, Mataji? So you can give them that answer. If they don't accept that answer, that did our Lord ask you to do? Mataji, the Shastras, the Vedas are completely scientific for us. But people who cannot appreciate that, you speak to them only in the mundane point of view, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Mataji, Lord has not asked us to do. These are actually, if you say, the Vedas are nothing but instructions. So he has told that this is good for you. And it is up to us whether we want to follow. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Yathechasi tatha kuru, you do whatever you want. That is what people want. They want to do whatever they want. But Lord has instructed that we have to do this. And it is for our benefit. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and being in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, we are not told not to ask any material desires or anything. But sometimes when the difficulties creeps in, we are put into such situations when the health deteriorates or any problems financial or something.
Yes.
So we have to depend on the Lord, Mataji.
Yes.
So that time we ask. So
Yes.
the senior Prabhujis or Matajis will also guide us. We are not on the platform of pure devotees.
Yes.
We have to ask the Lord. So I'm not able to understand how to.
Yes. Mataji, there was a very nice line mentioned by Bhanuswami Maharaj here, that in times of distress, in
Hare
times...
Krishna, Mataji. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Ashish Prabhuji, mother is leaving her body. He has requested to pray. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll all chant 3 times for Mataji, Ashish Prabhu's mother. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Prayers to Lord Krishna for his mercy. Ashish Prabhu is such a nice devotee, serving so well. So definitely Krishna's mercy will be there on his mother. Hare Krishna. Yes. Just 2 minutes, what Mataji had asked. Can we get back to the class, Mataji, or anything else has to be done?
Ashish Prabhu.
Prabhu has to say something. Ashish Prabhu is here. Mataji, I'm not able to hear. Rajeshwari Mataji, you're saying something? Mataji, my voice is audible?
Yes, Mataji, you are
Yes,
audible.
yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, you are audible.
We also can't hear what Rajeshwari Mataji is saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what Mataji just now said, Bhanu Maharaj had once said, in times of pain and misery and distress, if we cannot connect to the Lord, then that is not right. So if what senior Mataji say, we are not in the pure platform, so you can ask the Lord, it is correct, Mataji. If you are being troubled by some issue, if you are in pain, if you are in a miserable condition, connect with the Lord and pour your heart out. If you want to ask, also ask. And the classic example is of Gajendra and Draupadi. In extreme distress, in extreme pain and misery, they connected themselves to the Lord. There is nothing wrong, Mataji. So don't have the dilemma, I should not ask because Shastra has said pure bhakti doesn't involve asking. But if that particular situation is disturbing you, troubling you, ask, pray. Pray to get relief or pray to get strength to tolerate it. Prayer should not stop in distress. Just because I don't want to ask anything to Krishna, you shouldn't stop kind of prayer to him, Mataji. And crying out for help is also a prayer. Gajendra was crying out for help. And that is the famous Gajendra Moksha Stuti. It is a prayer, Mataji. You should never lose your connection to the Lord, with the Lord, in any circumstance. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, anybody else, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Mataji, like in 9.31, Krishna says, my devotee never perishes. And then in 9.22, again, he's saying that whatever my devotee lacks, I provide and present. So, Mataji, then why does a devotee fall? Like in Bhava stage, I can understand maybe it's just for pastime for us to understand. And but other than that, why does a devotee get a fall down? But because devotees never have that desire to fall down, so why does not Lord help at that time?
Mataji, what type of devotee? Devotees are Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. Which devotee you are asking fall down, Mataji?
Mataji, and he mostly like Mataji in our stage, we are just neophytes.
So Mataji, for us, lot of purity has to still come and our karmas are still acting on us, Mataji. Our anarthas are still present in us. So that is the ones which are causing our downfall. See, we have faith now. When we have firm faith, that means we have reached the Madhyama Adhikari stage, Mataji. We are all just touching the Madhyama Adhikari stage because we have firm faith in Krishna. But still the anarthas have to go, Mataji. Still the vasanas from the previous janmas are there. So that is what is causing our, what you call, pulling us back in the progress to our bhakti. Not exactly falling down, pulling us back and not allowing us to progress. So it takes time. So for that, our sadhana has to become even more intense, Mataji. Then only it will happen. And fall down exactly means what, Mataji? Fall down means leaving the satsang going or leaving. Mataji, that is what is something very, very different, because there are devotees, even very, very senior disciples have addressed this, that after being in 20 years in Krishna conscious, they have left and gone. Now, what has happened to them? What has happened to them? 20 years when they have practiced, how come they have left and gone? How do we understand that?
Due to anarthas, Mataji?
Anarthas, and also somewhere down the line, they have fallen into Maya. Somewhere something has caused them to fall into Maya again. So Mataji, in the 6th chapter, Krishna has spoken about transcendentalists. Some practice for a short time, some practice for a long time and fall down also. And we have spoken about the destination of such transcendentalists. So it is possible that after prolonged sadhana also there may be a fall down, Mataji. It could be because of some a distraction, or it could be even because of some Vaishnava aparadh. If there is a Vaishnava aparadh, that will immediately cause a fall down, Mataji. So there are many reasons why devotees fall down. But in the big neophyte stage, it is mostly our own anarthas and our own, our own desires and our own, senses not being in control, that we keep falling down.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Mataji, even when they fall down, they don't lose anything. No, in their next birth, at least they pick up.
So,
correct, no?
No loss, no diminution in Krishna Bhakti. In the second chapter, that is what
Yeah.
has
Yes,
mentioned.
Krishna says.
Yes. So there will be no loss, no diminution. They will start again. That is what he mentions in 6th chapter also, that short-term transcendentalists will take birth in, rich or aristocratic families, and they'll get opportunity to do their spiritual practice. And if they have fallen down after a long practice, they will take birth in devotee families, and they will attain perfection if they follow it properly.
From where they stop, they'll start from there, no?
That's it. And Prabhupada himself speaks about himself that, I have taken birth in a devotee family to finish my spiritual life and, go back to the spiritual world. Yes.
Sometimes I really think if not for Prabhupada, where we would have been materialistic people. Every day I thank him, Mataji, for giving us this Krishna consciousness, the most precious gift he has given us.
Yes. It's only because of Prabhupada we are all here.
Yes.
Yes. Prabhu, you have raised your hand. Subbarao Prabhu. Or it's just kept like that. If anybody has any doubts, they can. Yes,
nothing, Mataji. I raised only to read something.
Okay.
So
Okay. If everybody's doubts are cleared, Matajis, we can close.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam, Mataji.
Kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva
Patitanampavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Dandavat pranam, Mataji.
Thank you,
Very
Mataji.
blessed, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna. Thank you.